All right, guys, I'm excited for today's video because we're going to be talking about probably the best credit card out there for low to middle income people. We've had this card for a little over a year now, and so I can show you the whole year's capsule of how much money we got back. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so my grandma is actually the one that put me onto this card. And let me put this out first on the onset. I am not a fan of the American credit system that we have. My wife and I have perfect credit, and I'll share with you guys later my credit score, a brief history of how we got it. And but at the same time, I don't like, I have family members that have struggled with debt, with credit, bad credit scores, and in a lot of things you kind of need good credit. Buying a vehicle, buying a house. There were jobs at one point. The society's kind of debating, does a person need a good credit score to hold a job? Things like that. And to build credit, right, you have to actively engage in credit. That's, and they push all these payday loans and, all these advertisements nowadays is get what you want now and pay for it later, And the country's in debt. The statistics say that every home in America, every home is crippled with debt. The statistics say our citizens are buried in debt, right? But I think there are ways a person can build their credit, be pretty safe about it, low risk. And this credit card, you've probably heard of it, you may have it. It's through a big chain store. The thing that I like about it is it pays for itself and then some. The amount of money, and I'm guys, I'm not a sales guy. I'm not a guy that's gonna pull your leg or pull some chains. I'm not sponsored, right? I'm just a regular dude, a truck driver. So you can take this to the bank, But the card pays for itself. You save a ton of money on a certain item, and the money that you get back is in the hundreds. So once we get to work here, we're gonna see where we're at with the warehouse, and then we'll go from there. I'll let you guys know. All right, guys, so just finished up the pre-trip, and to get back in the video, my wife listens to this lady on YouTube that worked on Wall Street, and she recently did a video on all these different credit cards and what you can get from them and whatnot. And I had a coworker in the past whose husband, he traveled a lot for work, and so he had a credit card, and what you hear about is airfare miles and whatnot and points for miles. But our family, on our budget, we're nowhere near that. A lot of those cards have an annual fee of $750, and it's just like, for us, I'm like, again, we don't travel a lot. We're not a wealthy family, so those kind of cards aren't really in the they're not in our scope of finances, for us. So I want to put that out there first and foremost. This card does have an annual membership, but you know, it's not $750. And again, the cash back, the points that you get, maybe, you know, I'm assuming, you know, the air miles and whatnot, you know, add up to more than 750 at the end of the day. But that, you know, again, we, you know, with our finances for our family, we're not at a level like that where we're traveling around and stuff. If that's you, that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. And this card, again, my grandma put us onto it. We bank at Wells Fargo and had their, you know, college card when I was back in college, and it's, you know, 1% back on everything. And the reason why I looked into this card my grandma was telling me about was, again, we have perfect credit. We had a 1% cash back card from Wells Fargo, and I would go into cash a check or what have you every now and then, and they would have on the wall, you know, their Wells Fargo credit card with 2% cash back. And it just frustrates me that you have to, you know, I have to close this card that I've had with them, you know, and we pay it off every month, right? You know, we're good customers, and then they have, you know, and then we'd have to reapply for this other card, and it's just like, the bank should just give it to us. You know, there's these things in society like that are just, you know, have it be automatic. Why, you know, if you offer a 2% cashback card, why wouldn't you just upgrade your customers, you know, that have been, you know, faithful, good customers for decades, right? And so my grandma, you know, she's telling me about this card and always bragging on it and whatnot. So we're waiting here to get loaded, but once we get up to Fargo, I'll let you know what this card is, and I'll show you what we've gotten back, and I'll show you my credit score and give you a little rundown of how we got to that. It's been a long time building credit. I'm 35, and you know, started working and had credit at the age of 15. I co-signed on a loan that my mom took out for my first car, and that was kind of the beginning of my credit history. But stay tuned for that, guys. There won't be any driving or anything. I'll cut straight to it, so don't click off the video. You're gonna find out what the best credit card for low to middle income people are. All right, guys, we made it here, and this is the part of the video we've all been waiting for. Side note, if you hear some noises, I'm getting unloaded and loaded right now. But the credit card, so real quick, two other points before we get the credit card is that, one, when I say low and middle income, it's not, you know, disparaging. You know, that's where I'm at. Again, as I stated before, you know, wealthy people have advantages in some of the cards that they can choose that we can't, and just taking advantage. That's the whole reason of this video, guys. Information for you, taking advantage of things when we can to advance ourselves financially, benefits our families. And so it's, when I say low and middle income, you know, it's not disparaging. I don't want to offend anybody. That's where our family's at, you know, lower income. That's how I was raised. And secondly, this credit card anybody can have. So, you know, wealthy people, it'd be a benefit to them, but if they don't have it, right, it's not going to hurt them tremendously. But as I stated earlier, we've made a couple $100 on this card. So if you're lower income, middle income like I am, and you could use a couple $100 a year, right, that's, you know, that's a TV, that's, you know, you name it. It doesn't hurt wealthy people if they don't have it, but for us, it can be a huge benefit. So with all that being said, you guys probably guessed it. Like I said, you guys probably have it. It's the Sam's Club credit card. You do have to be a member at Sam's to get the card. It's a MasterCard, so that's who they use. A membership at Sam's Club is the regular membership is $50 a year. They have like a Prime Plus membership that's $110 a year. We get the Prime Plus. You get a little bit more cash back on like fuel purchases or in-store purchases. I don't know all the details. You can look it up on their website, but those are the cost. My grandma's got the $50 a year, just a regular membership. One of the biggest things is their fuel discount. If you fill up at Sam's gas stations, the gas is always, at least in our area, it's 30 cents cheaper per gallon than at your regular typical gas station. So not only is the fuel way cheaper per gallon, but you get cash back. And so I'm going to show you guys, hopefully this is visible, but I'm going to show you in my email. I just got, Sam's Club credit services right here. That's a wrap on 2024. Sam's Cash for the year, $515. 5% back on fuel, on gas anywhere at Sam's Club gas stations on the first $6,000, and then 1% after that. So $183, that covers above and beyond the yearly membership. And then you can see some other things around here. 1% back, like I said, our Wells Fargo card, 1% back. So shopping at Sam's, we don't do a whole lot of our shopping at Sam's. Everything's in bulk, depending on what where you like to get your food. We for our regular shopping, we shop at Walmart, Aldi, and Sam's Club. That's pretty much it. But those are the numbers, guys. Real quick too here, I'm gonna sign into my Wells Fargo to just show you guys my credit score and just briefly go over how we got it. I know a lot of people. So here's our platinum card. We don't use it. That's the college credit card that I was selling you guys, 1% back. Your FICO score went up 2 points. They send you a monthly thing. 828, guys. 850 is perfect. You can see for the past year. I think last year I had some pretty big dips. February 757, 828, 830. I think is about the biggest that I've seen. How we got there, guys? Because I have younger siblings and family members that try to build their credit, and I've looked up information on exactly, because the credit system is this big convoluted system that they don't teach you in high school, right? But you need it to buy a house, you need to buy a car. Anytime you take out any kind of loan or credit card, they run your credit, right? And so having a good credit score can benefit you. And back in the day, so back in the day, sorry, I'm 35, and like I said, I started at 15, so that was 20 years ago. And they used to, I started working at 15, and they used to just having a checking and savings account that you kept money in, and you didn't go negative, that would count towards a good credit score. I don't think they don't count. And then bills too. If you have bills in your name, like at 16 or something, if you have a cell phone or something, I think they used to incorporate that a lot more than they do now. So now I think types of credit are heavily weighed on your credit score, meaning just paying your cell phone bill on time. I'm not sure how much that weighs on a person's credit score. From the age of 15, like I said, I co-signed on my first car loan. My wife and I, whenever we would purchase something, we bought a bunch of stuff from Best Buy over the years. A laptop for college, a couple of appliances here and there, washer and dryer, entertainment stand, and they used to have an in-store card. It wasn't a credit card. It was like an in-store credit card just for Best Buy, and they give you 12 months interest free if it's over a certain amount, or 18 months interest free if it's over a certain amount. So we did that, just making sure, taking advantage of interest free plans and making sure that you pay them off in that amount. So like for instance, when I went to college, getting a laptop and getting a couple different accessories for it, I spent $1,100. At the time, the Best Buy card, they had the 18 months interest free if you spend over $999, right? So $1,000 bucks. Well, $1,100 over 18 months is less than $100 a month. You know, so that was very doable, and that was something that built my credit, right? Because it was a form of credit. So just over the years doing that, I will say recently I went into Discount Tire, and I have to get some new rims for my car because my rims are all rusted and corroded and they're leaking air. The only type of payment plan right now nowadays, if you want to get on a payment plan or something, you have to get a credit card. Every store offers a credit card. My issues with the credit system, that goes back to it, right? You know, every store now has a credit card, and it, you know, I'm not a guy that wants to just, you know, have 11, you know, all these different credit cards. My wife and I, we typically just use the Sam's Club. We have the Wells Fargo, but we don't even use it anymore. And some people say you should close it, and it, you know, open lines of credit affect your credit score and whatnot. But we pay all of our bills on time. We don't splurge on vacations or whatever, or put stuff on credit that we don't plan on paying for. Again, a real disciplined sort of plan to pay for it. If you guys have any questions about the Sam's Club card or building credit or what have you, we pay for all of our necessities on credit. Like I said, so our groceries, our gas, you swipe the card, and then every 2 weeks, you know, I'm on my bank statement looking and paying off the card. So you pay it off every month, buy what you need, pay it off every month. You're going to build your credit that way. I think you read any, you know, wealth management book or getting out of debt book or any Dave Ramsey book, they'll tell you kind of the starting off basics is, you know, get a small card, buy the stuff that you need that you pay for every day anyways, like fuel when you go to the gas station, and then pay it off every month. You're not paying any interest, and that's a solid way to sort of build your credit. If you guys have anything else, you guys have, you know, cards that you love, that you enjoy, credit cards maybe that you're getting points on. Again, the air miles, the miles and the points, wealthy people, I know a lot of people do really benefit from those because you can get a lot of miles. And again, if you can afford to, you know, take vacations and do all these things, and you can build miles and cash with your spending that you would normally be doing, that's a huge benefit. Again, these are things that can benefit you if used properly, and so benefiting you and your family, that's what we want to do. If you guys have some cards, some advice, anything like that, leave it down in the comments, and we'll catch you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed it, and God bless you.